my first ever sit-down YouTube video. Guys, what are we doing? Welcome to my second bedroom floor. Do you like my paint? Because I know I do. Please don't look at this socket. It's literally not even attached to the wall. We're living in a construction site. However, today I am here to do a Q&A. As we know, there are no 6 vlogs for the next 4 weeks because we are on a break. And I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to answer some questions that you guys have been asking so we can get to know each other a little bit more. We love question time, question time. So now it's like question time, but to me. So I put on my Instagram story last week, ask me any questions about literally anything. So I'm going to go through the answers on my phone that now has a Sunny Angel, the best thing I've ever owned. And we're just going to answer some questions. These questions are a mix of everything from musical theatre to books to studying abroad to me. Everything, a little bit of a random mix. The sun is out, I've got Harry's cardigan on. Feels like the perfect time to answer some questions. So let's answer the questions. I screenshot some of my favourites and I'm literally just going to pick them at random. What was the show that got you into musical theatre? Fantastic question. The first show I ever saw was definitely with my granny and my mum because them two took me to all my musicals and took me to every show I've ever seen. I think the first musical I actually ever saw was Oliver, but I don't remember that. The first one I remember is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. What a show! And when that thing started coming out into the audience, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I remember my mind being blown and I was like, that is absolutely sick. And from that moment on, we knew. So Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was the first one I remember, but I think Oliver was the first show I ever saw. But really, it's what leaves an impact, and unfortunately Oliver didn't leave an impact. So Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is my answer. What was your journey like from college to 6? So my musical theatre training journey is a pretty generic one, but it started a little bit late. So when I was born, so basically, since I was little, I wanted to be a singer, but I wanted to be a pop singer, so I went on Britain's Got Talent when I was about 10, terrible experience, I didn't get very far. I then realised maybe I shouldn't be a pop singer, I maybe should do musical theatre singing instead. So I've been singing this whole entire time, right? Then when I'm 12, I joined a dance school because all my friends joined and they all think it's really funny, so I'm like, oh my god, that'd be funny, I'll join with them as a joke. And then when I got there, I realised that I was flexible, and I realised that I'm actually not bad at it, so I was like, maybe I should stay. So all my friends left, and I stayed there. I stayed there for the next 7 years, and that's not only where I realised that I wanted to dance, but I definitely wanted to be in musicals. So that's when we then were learning more musical theatre repertoire, and we were learning all the different dance styles, and we were doing acting classes and all the other things. Then from there, when I finished my GCSEs and I went to college, I studied 2 normal A-levels, which were history and law, but then I also did popular music. The best thing I've ever done in my life. Popular music was basically a course where you learn every single genre of music, every single style of music, every single era of music. Every single person in the class played a different instrument, and you would make up bands and you would write your own music, you would reinvent current music, you would learn the origins of other music. It basically taught me how to sing in 1,000 different fonts. It made me discover all new parts of my voice that I'd never heard of, and also working with a live band, working with microphones, all these different things that blew my mind. So I did that for 2 years at college. Then when I left college, I went to drama school. So this was lockdown year, so basically, if anyone doesn't know, I studied abroad. I studied at the Institute of the Arts Barcelona to do my musical theatre degree. I studied abroad. This all happened because it was lockdown. I can do a whole story time on that, but basically it was lockdown. I was feeling crazy and I packed up my bags and I moved to Spain. So full-time training, singing, dancing, acting, other cool things. Anyway, did that. Basically, while I was in 3rd year, we did an industry showcase where creatives and agents and casting directors come to watch us, and basically one of the casting directors for MSC Cruises came to watch us, and basically he was kind of interested in me and a couple of my other friends, so we all then auditioned for MSC Cruises. We did quite a few rounds of auditions, I did some self-tapes, and I booked my first job, which was the MSC Ururia. I was lead vocalist. We were the first cast to ever be on the ship. It was crazy. I did that for 7-8 months. Came off the ship, was working my muggle job and auditioning full time. Then I booked Panto, so I did Sunderland Empire's Panto last Christmas, which was the best thing ever. I was the vegetable fairy in Jack and the Beanstalk. If anyone saw me there, it was a fantastic time. In my bucket list theatre, Sunderland Empire Theatre is my favourite theatre in the world. Had the best time in that Panto with all the best people. Anyway, did that, and while I was in Panto, I found out that I'd booked 6, and then 6 started in April. So then I finished the Panto in January. I did a couple more months at my muggle job, and then from April I started 6, and now we are still in 6 a musical, and that is the plan until next year, and then who knows what we will do next. That is how I got from failing Britain's Got Talent to 6. Hope we all enjoyed. Anyway, what's my dream role? Right, what a question. I have so many dream roles. I think I used to narrow it down to 5. When I was in drama school before I graduated, I narrowed it down to 5. My biggest dream role in the whole widest of the world is to be Alphabet, but that's going to take me quite a few more years to get there. So that's an in the future dream role. Eponine is another dream role. Les Mis is the first musical I ever saw in the West End, and it was my dream. I just want to be Carrie Hot Fletcher basically. So Eponine is a huge dream role of mine. Other dream role, Fiona and Shrek. Shrek is my favourite musical in the whole of the entire world, and to be Fiona and Shrek, honestly, to be anyone in Shrek, but Fiona and Shrek is a dream role. So many dream roles in so little time. Also Jenna in Waitress, that is a dream role. Basically I've got loads of dream roles. Basically anything that's like a belty or a contemporary musical and she sings gorgeous songs, and a bonus if it's funny. Those are my dream roles. Elsa and Frozen, that's another one actually. Elsa and Frozen. Veronica and Heathers. Right, I need to stop listening. There's too many. Loads of dream roles. Do you have authors whose books are an automatic buy? Absolutely I do. Let me tell you who they are. I would say there's three main ones. Frida McFadden, Colleen Hoover and John Mars. Anything they write, I'm gonna buy. Colleen Hoover's books, are they all really good? No. Does that matter? No. I still want to read it. Frida McFadden, I read them within about 15 minutes, so why would I not buy the book if I'm gonna read it the same day? And John Mars writes the best books literally in the world. I think his books are genius. All of his concepts are so original and I always want to know whatever he's written, so I'm always gonna buy it. I don't need to read the back, I don't need to see the picture, I just need to see the name and it's going in the cart. You know what I mean? Those are my top three. How was it to work on a cruise ship and what was the process? Working on a cruise ship is crazy, guys, it's crazy. It was obviously my first job and I'd booked the job before I'd actually graduated, so I was still doing my dissertation in rehearsal on the ship, which was crazy. The process of booking the job was actually quite simple. As I said before, we just got scouted at the agent showcase and then we did an in-person dance round that was filmed, then we did an in-person singing round, then we did a self-tape and then we did a recall self-tape. So it was 4 different kind of rounds before I got offered the job. Songs that we had to do for the final recall were Adele, Easy on Me, Lizzo, About Damn Time, which is a tape that no one can ever let that come to light, it was horrendous, and River Deep Mountain High. Ships are amazing and ships are an amazing way to make money, they're an amazing way to see the world, and the shows are amazing and I enjoy doing the shows every single night. However, the quantity of work on the ship was a little bit much for myself, as it was 3 shows a night, 6 nights a week, and that was just crazy. But it did also give me a bulletproof voice, because now I'm like, if I can survive that, I fear I can survive anything. I'm not a very homesick person because obviously I'd lived abroad for 3 years, but I feel like being on a ship is very different. It can sometimes give prison, and the rules that they have, that's what really wound me up. So actually I had no issues really with my part of the job. So when I was on stage, backstage, all of that was fantastic. It was more like trying to just live every single day on the ship and where I was allowed to eat and what I was allowed to wear, that was just winding me up. But for some people it's literally the best thing ever. Like, I made some of my best friends on those ships and they're still on all the ships now because it's such a good way to travel and make money. But it wasn't for me. I'd recommend everyone gives one a go to see if it's for you, but for me it wasn't. Also, I was really seasick, so I was seasick for 7 months straight and that was horrific. What inspired you to dye your hair red if you dyed it? Absolutely it's dyed, guys. This ain't no natural shade. My hair is red because my mum's was red. Mum had red hair for like most of me growing up and I always just wanted to look like my mum. So then when I was like 13 I was like, please can I dye my hair red? So my mum let me do it in like a temporary dye in the 6 weeks holidays and I was like, come on, this is so cute. And ultimately she let me dye it. I basically wanted to look like my mum, also wanted to look like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and I've never gone back. And I don't know if I ever will. Like, the red hair is kind of just a part of me now. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I kind of can't imagine myself any other way. I did have black hair for my prom because my prom dress was red, so red hair with the red prom dress was too much. I had to dye my hair black for prom, which was nice, and I did like having black hair for a minute, but I'm just too pale. I'm too pale to have really dark hair and I'm too pale to have light hair, so I fear that red is just perfect. So here we are, and long may it continue. If you weren't doing performing, what do you think you'd do as a career? Really good question. Because if I think I wasn't doing musicals, I feel like I would want to be a pop star. Like, I'd just be going on X Factor and The Voice and giving that a good go. But if I can't perform at all, I fear that I would be a lawyer. I got an A-star, guys, so I think I'd give it a good go. I think I'd go into bar school or whatever it's called, the next step in the law training, and do that for like 5 years and hopefully pass and be a lawyer. I really love law. I think I'd be a lawyer. Because really, I think when you're giving up your, like, when you're standing there and doing your defense for your client, or the opposite, or your prosecution, whatever you're doing, I don't know the terms, guys, I'm out the loop. When you stood there and you're doing your big speech of like all your evidence, especially the closing speech when you're like convincing the jury how to vote, that's a performance, you know what I mean? And I'd be learning my lines, I'd be up there serving, I'd be giving sincerity, emotion, eye contact. I think I'd convince that jury. I'd be a lawyer. That's my final answer. Who do you take inspiration from? Such a good question. Biggest musical theatre inspiration has got to be the one and only Carrie Holt Fletcher. Carrie Holt Fletcher is an absolute beacon of light. I've been watching Carrie Holt Fletcher since I can remember, and I love everything about her. I love everything she says, I love everything she wears, I love everything she does, and I love who she is. I feel like she is just a diamond person. Like, she's such a gorgeous person inside and out, and I love the life that she's created for herself. I love everything she does. I love her books, I love her voice, I love seeing her in shows. I saw her in Bad Cinderella and it literally changed my life. I think she is amazing. So I aspire to be like her, not only in her career of like endless success, and my girl is booked and busy, but like she seems so fulfilled in her own life, and she has such a gorgeous life. And she has such a gorgeous life and a gorgeous way of looking at the world and a gorgeous way of speaking, and I just love her. So Carrie Holt Fletcher, she's the goat of everything. In the realm of musical theatre, Carry on, Fletcher. What's the best advice you've ever heard? The best advice I've ever been given is from my dad, and I say it all the time. It's take the highs with the lows, right? It is such a simple piece of advice. Life is a wave, and you just need to learn the balance, and it is so, so true, because I'm such an extremist person, and I'm obviously very dramatic and annoying. So when I'm like upset, it's the worst thing in the world. But when I'm buzzing, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened, and you've just got to find a way to live in the middle. Still celebrate all the victories, and still feel all of your losses, but never let it take you to two different extremes. You need to just find a way to mellow through the middle and be like, right, that's gone awful, but life's still okay. Oh my god, that's amazing, but I'm still okay. Never let anything take too much, because then the fall from the top feels like it's terrific, and when you're that low, you can't see the way up. Just live happy, basically. But take the highs with the lows. From my dad. Go-to karaoke song: I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. Ask no questions, say less, put the track on. Any pre-show rituals, right? This is such a good question. Every single show is different for me. Every single job I've done, I've had different rituals before each one. When I was on the ship, it was taking a massive chug of water before I left my get ready station to head backstage. When I was in Panto, it was to swallow a massive gulp of honey before I went downstage. And now I'm in 6, I have 2 different ones. When I'm arrogant, I have to kiss the floor to bless the stage, it's gonna go well. And when I'm Cleves, I kiss the throne to check that I won't miss it when I finish the number. So at the end of Get Down, I'm the queen of the castle. You have to sit on the throne at castle. And I'm so scared that one day I'm gonna go sit on that chair and it's not gonna be there. Like, I'm gonna be too far forward and hit the floor. So I kiss the chair every single time before a Cleves show to check that I will definitely sit on the seat. Or at least I hope so. Is there a musical that has ended that you would like to bring back? Shrek the musical! Say it louder for the people in the back. Shrek the musical is my favourite musical of all time. I think it's an absolute masterpiece, and not only comedy but also will make you cry by the end of the show. I love that musical so much. The soundtrack is a 10 out of 10. The costumes are a 10 out of 10. The storyline is a million out of 10. And I love that musical so much. So can we please, for the love of everything that is good and pure, bring back Shrek the musical? Thank you very much. How long have you been with Harry? Well, a little Harry mention. I couldn't leave Harry out the video. Harry, for anyone who doesn't know, is my boyfriend. I've officially and formally been together for 3 years next month, but secretly obsessed with each other for 5. What inspired you to post your singing videos? Good question. So I never did social media before. It was never my plan to be a social media girly pop. Basically what happened is while I was at the Institute of the Arts Barcelona, they basically posted a cover of me singing Cuff It by Beyonce, but as a musical theatre song. And the video got like over 500,000 views, which was like massive for the social media page. And I was tagged in the video, so everyone was trying to follow me off this video, but I had no videos because I didn't post on TikTok. I just watched TikToks. So everyone was trying to follow me and I was private on TikTok, and I remember my principal being like, this is a big opportunity for you. If you want to do social media, this is the time, because you've got all of these people following you now. This is the time to like do something. So I was like, you know what, so true. So I basically turned my account from private to public, let all these people follow me, and then I started posting singing videos. So if you go and stalk down my TikTok, you will find them. So I started posting them because a video of me singing Beyonce Cuff It had lots of views and people trying to follow me. And my principal said it's a good opportunity. And he was correct, because look at us now. What are your dressing room essentials? Fantastic question. My dressing room essentials will always be a pair of slippers, snacks, Jakeman's and honey, and normally a kettle. While we're on tour, I don't have a kettle in every venue because there's normally a kettle in the green room, but when I have my own dressing room, a kettle, a charger, a book, and smudge. I miss this guy so much. What is your go-to Fortnite skin? Fantastic question. I am a Sabrina Carpenter through and through, right? Sabrina Carpenter, since I got that skin, I haven't took it off. And specifically the blue Sabrina Carpenter, not the yellow Sabrina Carpenter. I think the blue is nicer. Anyway, I've been wearing that blue Sabrina Carpenter for months now. Since the moment I got it, I haven't took it off. However, just a few days ago, I did change over to my Elastigirl. So Elastigirl is my second favourite. It's either Sabrina Carpenter or Elastigirl. Either way, I have to be a woman because I need these people to know they've been killed by a girl. But the other skin that I really want, so I can have like my holy trinity of dream skins, is the Lara Croft skin. I haven't seen that back in the shop for a long time. The Lara Croft skin is an absolute bucket list skin for me. Those would be my 3 dream skins. However, if they are doing Chapel Roan ones, I know that was like mentioned, I will be having that one as well. Also, can we get a 6 skin? I think they'd look iconic in Fortnite. Just saying. Favourite Frida McFadden book? My number 1 favourite one is probably Never Lie. I think Never Lie is probably the best one. I would say Never Lie, Do Not Disturb, and the classic The Housemaid, also really, really good. What's been your favourite theatre so far, and what's been your favourite city? Okay, so on the tour so far, I think we've done like 10 venues or something. My favourite theatre so far was the Leeds Grand Theatre. That is the most gorgeous theatre I think I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know how I've never been. I go to Leeds all the time. But Leeds Grand Theatre, absolutely, like stunning. Like not only just like the grandeur of the theatre, but the way that the banisters are decorated, the seats, there's like elephants on the wall. Oh, it's gorgeous. Leeds Grand. And my favourite city that we've been to so far, genuinely, probably Rhyl. I love that we were like on the beach, on the seaside. Everyone at the theatre was so lovely. The The chunky chips that they sell at that Pavilion Theatre are stunning. And me and Harry were staying like 10 minutes out of Rill in this gorgeous like cottage in the middle of the woods, and we went on like lovely walks. Oh, Rill? The answer is Rill. Now you're in 6, what is the most interesting fact you've learned about the Queens? This is such a good question. I think I'm gonna have to do a whole video on all the things I've learned since we started 6. It's blown my mind and like tripled my love for the show. Like if I didn't already love it already, like it's actually so genius. I'll do one for each Queen that I play. My favourite Anna of Cleves fact is the way that her and Henry actually met, because a lot of people don't know. He'd picked her from her portrait and said, I want that one, get her over here. She'd gone on like this humongous journey across the seas from Germany over to England to meet Henry, right? She's waiting in this room to meet him. He's going to meet his new queen, and he decides to jump out of a wardrobe. He'd been hiding in the wardrobe this whole time, jump out and scare her. She didn't find it funny whatsoever, and then that's when he said she was a horse. And I'm telling you for a fact that girl wasn't a horse. It's because that man got rejected because he thought it was funny jumping out of a wardrobe. What a weirdo. And my fun facts for Aragon. I think more people know this, but I didn't know this, that the moment in Norway when she's at the back of the stage and she said, you got me down on my knees, please tell me what you think I've done wrong. That moment is a true moment that actually happened in Blackfriars. Henry had decided he's getting rid of her and he wants to be with Boleyn, and she was not accepting it. So Aragon walked into the Blackfriars with all of her girls behind her, which she was not allowed to do. He said in front of Henry, all of his men and all the higher up men, all of the lordship, if you will, in the middle of Blackfriars, said the speech that is like in the song, I've been humble, I've been loyal, I've tried to swallow my pride all along. If you can tell me a single thing that I've done, right, that a valid reason to divorce me, then I will accept it. Go. And he had nothing to say, and she walked out that room with all of her girls behind her, and it is actually too iconic. I can't even bear it. Every single time I sing it, I'm like, wow, this is iconic. So those are my 2 fun facts. What is my favourite book and why? My favourite book in the whole wide world is Heartless by Marissa Mayer. It's literally the best book that's ever been written. It's the villain origin story of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, so why she became the evil Queen of Hearts. It is the most amazing book in the entire world. You will literally read it in one sitting. It will blow your mind. It is the most immersive book ever. It's so clever, it's so cute, it's so sad, it's so funny. I love every single thing about it, and I think about it all the time. Okay, last couple questions because I've been talking for weeks. Do you do stage door even if you haven't been a queen that evening? We would love to say hi. I do stage door basically every day, unless there's a reason I can't be, whether we're travelling somewhere we've got to go. Sometimes there's drinks in the theatre that they're hosting that night. Unless there's some sort of reason that stops me from doing stage door every single night, I'm normally there saying hi. I've got 2 Sharpies in my bag at all time ready to go, and I always want to meet you guys. So yeah, whether I'm on or not, I will normally be doing stage door. Favourite welcome to the UK tour vlogs that Lucia has done. My favourite one that she's done is either the most recent, from Howard to Boleyn, because that was absolutely iconic, or if I can have it as an answer, the first Irish tour vlogs. When she slowly comes out of that toilet, that Irish jig music, it sent me to a place I've never quite been. I don't know if I've ever come back. Absolutely hilarious. That's my favourite one. Okay, and the final question. How is the new house coming? Super proud of both of you for getting your very own home. Thank you so much. Honestly, it is one of the biggest achievements. It has been an absolute dream of ours for so long, and such a massive achievement that I actually kind of still can't believe I'm sat in a house that I own. The bricks behind here, I own them. They're my bricks. Our house sale went through while we were in Dublin with the tour actually, so now this is our first time properly getting to live in the house. My family came over earlier this week and we did so much work. So we've painted all of the rooms, we've refloored the entire downstairs, replaced the shower, we've cut all new skirting boards, we've done so much work. We are so close to at that stage where you can actually just decorate and make it gorgeous. Again, please ignore ugly plug sockets. Soon it'll all be fixed. It's going to be so beautiful. But we are having the best time. But oh my god, why is it so expensive? Why is it so expensive doing a house? It's not even funny. It makes no sense. I just want to have a cute house, but it's so worth it. We are literally having the best time. But speaking of the new house, that is exactly why I need to finish this video, because Harry is waiting for me to go paint the panelling in our bedroom. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video and for asking the questions. I'm gonna go paint some panelling and then we're taking a trip to B&Q, my favourite place. I hope you have a gorgeous Sunday and I will see you in my next video. Bye!